Hello everyone, this is Dr. Manish Patel and you are watching my channel Let's Dissect Anatomy. Here we are discussing the general anatomy, in which we are going to discuss the cardiovascular system today. So let's start. The cardia is a Greek word, the meaning of which is heart, and the angion is another Greek word, the meaning of which is a vessel, a hollow tube that carry the blood. The cardiovascular system consists of heart and blood vessels. The system supplies nutrients to and removes the waste products from various tissues of our body. न्यूट्रिएंट सप्लाई करती है बॉडी को और वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स रिमूव करती है. हियर द कन्वेइंग मीडियम इज ब्लड, द कन्वेइंग चैनल्स आर ब्लड वेसल्स एंड द सेंट्रल पंपिंग ऑर्गन इज हार्ट. जो हार्ट है वो सेंट्रल पंपिंग यूनिट का काम करता है, जो उसमें से ब्लड को ले जाता है. दैट इज द चैनल्स, कन्वेइंग वेसल्स, दे आर द ब्लड वेसल्स. और जो चीज़ उसमें से पास होती है, दैट इज द कन्वेइंग मीडियम, ब्लड. इट इज दस अ क्लोज्ड सिस्टम एंड ब्लड वेसल्स हियर सर्व्स एज द मीडियम फॉर द ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ द न्यूट्रिएंट्स, ऑक्सीजन, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड्स एटसेट्रा. दिस सिस्टम, cardiovascular system, is also known as the transport system of our body. The vessels which carry the blood away from the heart are called arteries. The vessels which bring back the blood to the heart are called veins, and the microscopic vessels which connect these arteries to the veins are called capillaries. You are already aware of these terms, arteries, veins and capillaries. You have studied it in 12th. The basic functions of the cardiovascular systems are the transport the nutrients to the different parts of the body. The second function is it carries the hormones and other regulatory molecules from their site of origin to the distant target tissues. It also removes the waste products of the metabolism from the organs and the tissues of the body. Waste products भी remove करते हैं metabolism के. Also responsible for the gaseous exchange in the lungs, means intake of the oxygen and elimination of the carbon dioxide. And it also helps to protect the body from various infections by leukocytes and their products. So these are the 5 main basic functions of the cardiovascular system. The main 3 components of CVS are heart, blood vessels and the blood. Heart serves as a pump which establishes the pressure gradient which is required for the blood to flow to the tissues. एक मशीन, एक मोटर की तरह काम करता है हार्ट, जो पंप करता है ब्लड को और रिक्वायर्ड फोर्स क्रिएट करता है, जिसकी वजह से ब्लड पूरी बॉडी में सर्कुलेट होता है. Blood is a transport medium within which the materials being transported are either dissolved or suspended, and the channels through which the blood is distributed from the heart to all the parts of the body and again back to the heart are the blood vessels. Blood is actually a system which you will learn in physiology subject. Right now I have just put up one slide for the superficial view. The blood is a highly specialized connective tissue which consists of blood cells and plasma. The cells of the bloods are 3 varieties: erythrocytes, or called RBC, leukocytes, or you can say WBCs, and thrombocytes, or you can say platelets. While the plasma is the liquid portion of the blood. Here the 90% of plasma is made up of water and the remaining is made up of proteins, lipids, inorganic salts and so many things. The second component, the heart, it is, as you all know, it's a 4-chambered hollow muscular organ which is roughly of a size of a clenched fist. हर एक इंसान का हार्ट रफली उसकी साइज उसकी मुट्ठी की जितनी होती है. It is situated in the thoracic cavity between two lungs. Here you can see from the picture, these are the lungs and in between them this is the heart. It acts as a central muscular pump which pumps about 5 liters of blood per minute. Heart, as you all know, has total 4 chambers, 2 atrium and 2 ventricles. The vein, here you can see, this is the vein, this is the inferior vena cava, superior vena cava, which brings the blood from body to the heart, and the major arteries, they carries the blood away from the heart. And these are the coronary arteries, heart's own blood supply. हार्ट पूरी बॉडी को ब्लड सप्लाई करता है, बट हार्ट का खुद का भी ब्लड सप्लाई है जो वो कोरोनरी आर्टरीज के थ्रू होता है. Here is the system that you have already studied in the 12th. कहाँ से ब्लड हार्ट में आता है, कैसे उसमें सर्कुलेट होता है और कहाँ से फिर वापस बॉडी टिश्यू में जाता है. This is just a summary. Here you can see the right atrium receives the deoxygenated blood from systematic circulation through superior and inferior vena cava. Here you can see this is the superior vena cava, this is the inferior vena cava, this is right atrium, from where the blood passes into the right ventricle through this valve, and this is the tricuspid valve. The right ventricle then contracts to pump the blood into the lungs through pulmonary arteries. तो ये जो pulmonary arteries है वहाँ से फिर blood ऐसे करके lungs में जाएगा to become oxygenated. Then वो पूरा blood oxygenated होके फिर वापस heart में आएगा through this pulmonary veins. कहाँ पे आएगा? तो here into the left atrium, और फिर लेफ्ट एट्रियम में से वो नीचे जाएगा लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल में थ्रू माइट्रल वाल्व, और अल्टीमेटली जब लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल का कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होगा तो थ्रू दिस एओर्टिक वाल्व इट गोज इनटू द एओर्टा एंड देन रेस्ट ऑफ द बॉडी. ओके. Blood vessels, the third component. Here in this chapter we will discuss in detail about the blood vessels. This is a closed system of the tubes that carries blood away from the heart to the tissues of the body and then again return back it to the heart. The types of the blood vessels includes arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries, as you all know, they carry the blood away from the heart, veins carries the blood towards the heart, and capillaries are actually the site of exchange of molecules between the blood and tissue fluids. This is the flow chart how the blood circulates in our body. From heart it goes to the elastic arteries, from there into the larger muscular artery, from there into the small and medium sized muscular artery, from where it goes to the arterioles, the smaller division of the artery, and from arterioles it goes to the terminal arterioles. Another name is meta-arteriole, the smallest unit of the artery, from where it goes to the pre-capillary sphincter, from where it goes to the capillaries. From capillaries it goes to the small veins, then into the larger veins, and then the largest vein, that is vena cava, and from vena cava again it goes to the heart, right atrium. So this is the closed system starting from the heart, ends at the heart, right? Now classification of the blood vessels, this is very important, 5-mark short note. Functionally, the blood vessels are classified into 5 types: conducting vessels, distributing, resistance, exchange and reservoir vessels. The conducting vessels are all the large arteries like aorta and its branches, they are the example of the conducting vessels. The smaller arteries like axillary, brachial, radial, femoral, so many arteries, they are the example of the distributing vessels. The smaller unit of the artery, that is the arterioles, they are the example of resistance vessels. Capillaries are the example of exchange vessels, and all the large veins and venules are the examples of the reservoir vessels. This is the structure of the artery. Here you can see it is made up of mainly 2 layers. The outer red color one is the elastic fiber, and the inner one, it is the muscular layer. So the muscular layer is thick here. The elastic fibers allows the artery to stretch under the pressure. जो बाहर के elastic fiber है, वो जब आर्टरी के अंदर का ब्लड का प्रेशर बढ़ जाता है तो वो स्ट्रेच हो जाते हैं, तो प्रेशर ऑटोमेटिक डाउन हो जाता है. और जो मसल का लेयर है उसका काम क्या है, दे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स टू पुश द ब्लड अलोंग. जो अंदर का लेयर है वो ऐसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स होता है तो ब्लड को फिर आगे पुश करता है. द माइक्रोस्कोपिक स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ आर्टरी, हियर इट इज mainly made up of 3 layers. They are well defined. The outer layer is known as tunica adventitia. Here you can see this pink color layer, it is the outer layer, that is called tunica adventitia. The middle layer, this one yellow colored layer, it is the middle thickest layer of the artery, tunica media. And this one, this is the inner layer known as tunica intima. It is thinnest but very strong. It is further divided into 2 parts, internal elastic lamina and endothelium. The types of artery, functionally they are divided into mainly 3 types: elastic, muscular and arterioles. The elastic arteries, they are also called as the conducting vessels, as they conduct the blood from heart to the muscular arteries. हार्ट में से जो आपने वो फ्लो चार्ट देखा आगे उसमें था ना, हार्ट से फिर इलास्टिक आर्टरी में, इलास्टिक से फिर मस्कुलर आर्टरी में जाता था ब्लड. तो दिस इलास्टिक आर्टरीज वर्क एज अ कंडक्टर बिटवीन हार्ट एंड muscular artery. So we conduct the blood from heart to muscular artery, that's why they are known as the conducting vessels. They are the largest arteries. The diameter of them is from 2.5 centimeter to 1 centimeter. Here the tunica media of these arteries, means the middle layer of this artery, is mainly made up of elastic fibers, and that's why the name is elastic arteries. Here you can see this is the cut section or microscopic view of the elastic artery. Here it is made up of 3 layers. One, this is the one, then this one is second, then this one is third layer, right? So these are the 3 layers in which the middle one, this one, is mainly made up of elastic fibers. That's why the name is elastic arteries. And the function of this elastic fibers is to dampen the surge of the blood pressure. Blood का pressure बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है तो elastic fibers stretch होके उसको कम कर देते हैं. तो by this way it regulates the blood pressure. All the larger artery like aorta, common carotid artery, subclavian artery, they are the example of the elastic arteries. The muscular arteries, here they are the medium sized arteries which supplies the individual organs and various parts of the limbs. They are known as the distributing arteries because they distribute the blood throughout the body, all the organs of the body and all the limbs. That's why they are the example of distributing arteries. The diameters ranging from 1 centimeter to 0.3 millimeter, and here the main component or main part of the tunica media means middle layer is made up of muscular tissue. So these arteries are known as the मस्कुलर आर्टरी. जैसे इलास्टिक आर्टरी में ट्यूनिका मीडिया मेनली इलास्टिक फाइबर्स से बना था, वैसे ही मस्कुलर आर्टरी में इसका ट्यूनिका मीडिया मस्कुलर टिश्यू से बनता है. उसमें इलास्टिक फाइबर्स का फंक्शन था टू स्ट्रेच ड्यूरिंग दी ब्लड सर्ज. ब्लड प्रेशर बहुत बढ़ जाता है, वो स्ट्रेच हो जाते थे. हियर द कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस एंड रिलैक्सेशंस ऑफ द स्मूथ मसल्स रेगुलेट द ब्लड फ्लो. तो इलास्टिक आर्टरीज ब्लड प्रेशर को कंट्रोल करती थी, ये ब्लड फ्लो को कंट्रोल करते हैं. एग्जाम्पल्स आर रीनल आर्टरी, रेडियल आर्टरी, tibial artery and all that. Here you can see from the picture, this is the middle layer made up of muscular tissue. The arterioles are the smallest divisions of the muscular arteries with diameter ranging from 0.3 millimeter to 10 micrometer. Here they are the main source of peripheral resistance to the blood flow, and that's why they are also known as the resistance vessels. जब blood artery में से vein में transfer होता है, artery में जब blood हो तो उसका flow बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, और vein में जब जाए तो vein की walls पतली होती है, तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा pressure जब vein में चला जाए तो वो vein को damage कर सकता है. That's why in between them there is the arterioles, means the smallest unit of the artery. They provides the resistance. जो फोर्स से ब्लड आ रहा है उसको थोड़ा सा कम कर देते हैं और फिर ट्रांसफर करते हैं वेन में. So they act as a resistance, that's why known as the resistance vessels, and they play in regulating the diastolic blood pressure. तो ब्लड प्रेशर जो दो टाइप के होते हैं, सिस्टोलिक एंड डायस्टोलिक, इसमें डायस्टोलिक ब्लड प्रेशर जो है उसको वो रेगुलेट करते हैं. From arterioles, progressively they divides into the smaller branches, like arterioles divides to forms the terminal arterioles, and again they divides to forms the smallest units, that is known as the meta-arterioles. The larger arterioles have all three layers, means intima, adventitia and media. The terminal arterioles are devoid of the internal elastic lamina and have the continuous cord of the muscle cells arranged in 1 to 2 layers, while the meta-arterioles had smooth muscles. Here they are replaced by discontinuous contractile, non-contractile cells called pericytes or rugged cells. तो meta-arterioles और terminal arterioles में structure इतना clear नहीं होता है, all three layers present नहीं होते हैं. So the functions of the arteries are they transport the blood to the tissues which get nourished through it. They maintain the blood pressure through elastic arteries. They maintain the blood flow through muscular arteries. Okay, so that is about the arteries. Capillaries, so they are the thin-walled microscopic endothelial tubes that connects arterioles and venules. Capillary is a word derived from the Greek word capillus, means hair. Hair jitni thin hoti hai. We can't see them with naked eye, you have to check them in microscope only. Unlike the vessels of artery and venous system, here the wall of the capillaries are made up of only one cell layer of squamous epithelium, which is called एंडोथेलियम. जो स्क्वेमस सेल्स हैं उनसे बना हुआ एक लेयर है, फ्लैट पतले से सेल्स बना एक लेयर बनाते हैं, उतना ही होता है, बस 3 लेयर्स इसमें नहीं होते हैं. दे आर द स्मॉलेस्ट ब्लड वेसल्स विद डायमीटर ऑफ 6 to 8 micrometer. According to the type of the junction between endothelial cells, they are divided into two types. So अभी मैंने बोला ना जैसे कि there is only a one single cell layer is present here. तो जो सेल्स है उनके बीच में गैप है या नहीं है उसके बेसिस पे वो दो टाइप में डिवाइड होती है. वन इज कंटिन्यूअस कैपिलरीज एंड द सेकेंड इज fenestrated capillaries. Continuous capillaries, as the name suggests, here the endothelial cells forms the continuous tube. Means cells एक दूसरे के साथ जुड़े होते हैं, कोई बीच में गैप नहीं होती है. The main feature of it is the pinocytic vesicles in the endothelial cells, so that the transport of materials take place through the cytoplasm of the cells. इसमें pinocytic vesicles present होती है जिसमें कैसे वो मटीरियल सब ट्रांसपोर्ट्स होता है. नो पोर्स आर प्रेजेंट मीन्स गैप्स सेल्स के बीच में नहीं है. गैप नहीं है तो दे अलाउ ओनली दी पैसेज ऑफ स्मॉल मॉलिक्यूल्स. लार्ज मॉलिक्यूल पास नहीं हो पाते हैं. और बॉडी में ऐसी चार ही जगह है जहाँ पे इस टाइप की कंटिन्यूस कैपिलरीज प्रेजेंट है. एंड दिस साइट्स आर स्किन, मसल्स, लंग एंड brain. You can remember it like BSML. BSNL होता है ना सिम कार्ड BSNL का, N की जगह M कर दो, BSML. B for brain, S for skin, M for muscle and L for lung. Then comes fenestrated capillaries, means जिसमें सेल्स के बीच में गैप होती है. दे आर कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय लार्ज पोर्स बिटवीन द एंडोथेलियल सेल्स. हियर यू कैन सी फ्रॉम द पिक्चर सेल्स के बीच में गैप दिख रही है आपको. ठीक है. दिस पोर्स आर क्लोज्ड बाय अ थिन लेयर ऑफ म्यूकोप्रोटीन कॉल्ड डायाफ्राम. एक छोटा सा आपको बीच में एक लेयर जैसा दिख रहा है. दिस इज द डायाफ्राम. The diffusion of the large substances take place through this diaphragm. गैप है तो इसमें लार्ज सब्सटेंस एक दूसरे वहाँ से ट्रांसफर हो पाएंगे. कंटिन्यूस में पोर्स नहीं थे तो इट अलाउज ओनली द पैसेज ऑफ स्मॉल मॉलिक्यूल्स थ्रू इट. The sites, so many sites are there where this type of fenestrated capillaries are present. They are the pancreas, endocrine glands, intestinal villi, choroid plexus, ciliary process of the body, and so many. Then comes the third type, that is vein. They carry the blood towards the heart. Here you can see from the picture, it is also made up of the two layers, but they are very thin. The muscular layer, you can notice, it is very thinner than the artery. The thin muscles and elastic fiber layers. Veins have valves which acts to stop the blood from going in the wrong direction. Veins में valve present है तो backward flow blood का नहीं होता है. Body muscles surrounds the veins so that when they contract to move the body, they also squeezes the vein and push the blood along the vessels. Artery में क्या स्ट्रक्चर था, उसमें मसल का लेयर था वो थिक था तो मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्शन रिलैक्सेशन करके ब्लड को आगे पुश करते थे. बट इसमें लेयर ऑफ मसल इज वेरी थिन. बट इसमें थोड़ा सा अलग मैकेनिज्म है कि जो वेन है मेनली उनके आजू बाजू मसल्स से गिरी हुई होते हैं. जब भी मसल बॉडी की मूवमेंट हो, जब भी मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स होते हैं तो साथ में वो वेन को भी साथ में वो स्क्वीज करते हैं. तो स्क्वीज करने की वजह से ब्लड आगे बढ़ता है. The structure of the vein, here also 3 layers are there, but they are not as well defined as arteries. Arteries इतने clear नहीं है. इसमें intima तो खाली नाम का है. It is just a little more than endothelium. The media is a thin layer of the smooth muscles and adventitia is the thickest layer. Artery में media was the thickest layer, while in vein the adventitia, the outer layer, this one, it is the thickest layer. Types of the veins, 3 types of veins are there, large, medium and small. The large veins have all 3 well defined layers, like superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, they are the example of the large vein. Medium size veins have all 3 layers, but they are very difficult to identify. All the majority veins like splenic, testicular veins, all the veins are the example of the medium sized veins. And very small veins or venules are of 2 types, post capillary venules and muscular venules. Role of the vein is to return the blood to the heart. Vein have a special adaptation. उनका काम क्या है? ब्लड को हार्ट में वापस रिटर्न करना, और उसके लिए उसमें स्पेशल एडेप्टेशन है. एक तो उनका डायमीटर जो है, ल्यूमेन है, जो लार्ज है, which offers the very little resistance to the flow. दूसरा, they have the valves which prevents the back flow of the blood. Here you can see from the picture, this is the valve open, this is the valve that is close. इस तरीके से valve होता है. ऐसे जब blood उसमें से पास होता है तो वो flat हो जाता है, means open रहता है, और once it passes like this, फिर it opens like this, और उसकी वजह से back flow blood का नहीं हो पाता है. blood एक ही direction में आगे बढ़ता रहता है. So that is the valvular mechanism. Skeletal muscle pump is there, so the muscle pumps against the thin walled veins, जो आगे हमने डायग्राम में डिस्कस किया था. This is the summary, or you can say the difference, major difference between artery and vein. Your short note is ends over the previous slides. No need to write this difference during the short note, but this is important for the viva. The arteries carries the oxygenated blood away from the heart except the pulmonary arteries, while vein carries the deoxygenated blood towards the heart except the pulmonary vein. The arteries are having a tree-like branching pattern, while veins have a river-like pattern. They are known as the small tributaries. Deeply situated, and veins are superficial as well as deep. Arteries have a thick wall but narrow lumen, and vein have a thin wall but wide lumen. डिसेक्शन के टाइप आप टच करोगे तो डेड बॉडी में तो आर्टरी वेन सभी दूर से दिखने में तो सेम जैसे कलर लिखेगा, बट जब आप उसको टच करोगे, ऐसे फील करोगे, तो यू कैन फील अ थिकर आर्टरी, यू कैन फील अ थिकर, वाइल वेन यू विल फील लाइक अ पेपर, बहुत पतली है, कई बार तो टच करने से फट जाती है. Valves are absent in arteries while they are present in veins. They are pinkish in color in living, and after the death they are seen as empty pale tube-like structure, and veins are bluish in color in living, while after the death it gets filled up and seen grayish. Flow of the blood is fast and continuous in artery because they don't have valves. In vein, the flow of the blood is slow and continuous. Fast and continuous, slow and continuous. आपने कहीं देखा हो, मूवी में देखा हो या सीरियल में, कहीं पे भी लोग सुसाइड करने के लिए ये हाथ की नस को काटते हैं. जैसे ही यहाँ कट करते हैं तुरंत से ब्लड की एक पिचकारी जैसा ऐसे स्पॉट होता है ब्लड का, देखा होगा आपने. तो वो का क्या कट हुआ, रेडियल आर्टरी कट हुई यहाँ पे. तो आर्टरी में ब्लड फ्लो कैसा होता है, फास्ट एंड कंटिन्यूस. तो एकदम से फास्ट ब्लड निकलेगा और कंटिन्यूस चालू रहेगा, 10 to 15 मिनट में पूरा खाली हो जाएगा. तो डेथ विल हैपन विद इन 15 to 20 मिनट्स इफ इट रिमेन्स लाइक दैट. और वेन के हिस्से में आपने यहाँ पे इंजेक्शन लिया होगा, यहाँ एल्बो जॉइंट पे किसी ना किसी ने तो लिया ही होगा. तो जब सुई देने के बाद निकालते हैं तब आपको कॉटन यहाँ पे दबा देते हैं, ठीक है। ब्लड टेस्ट के टाइम पे भी यहाँ से ब्लड लेते हैं तो कॉटन दबा देते हैं। अब कॉटन ना दबाओ और देखना एक बार, तो उसमें भी ब्लड निकलेगा बट वेरी स्लोली, ड्रॉप बाय ड्रॉप ऐसे निकलेगा, बिकॉज इट इज़ दी वेन। और वेन में कैसे होता है, स्लो एंड कंटिन्यूस। Okay, so that's the difference between artery and vein. And that's it for today's lecture. We will discuss the second part in the next lecture. Till then, if you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe and press the bell icon and share it with your friends. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.